I'm just one of these people who I don't mind popping a balloon. I don't mind stepping on a party and ruining the vibe if the vibe's not real. I don't. Like, I don't mind being the guy, like, why do you gotta shit on everything? Because I'd like to live in a world that's authentic. I'd like to live in a world that's real. And if I have to put everybody in a bad mood for 5 minutes just to set that right again, I'm fine with it. And if other people have a problem with it, I have no problem with them going off and doing their own thing. But, you know, does the media presenting Mia Khalifa not as a porn star, I mean, does that matter in the long run? No. But if I see it and it bugs me, I got to talk about it. If I see it and I see bullshit and phoniness, I don't like it when people feel like they've gotten away with bullshit, because then I feel like they got away with tricking people, and for some reason, I don't like it. But Mia Khalifa has a rebrand, and it's a fucking TikTok account. Wow. Charlotte Shane from Bustle.com. Look for her in the New York Times. Actually, that's not a joke. They'd probably take her at this point. We'll put that Mia Khalifa thing up as an independent clip because I think the rest of the internet will like that. I think sometimes you guys miss it on more of those cultural things. I just want to make sure the rest of the internet gets to hear my fucking brilliance. I put the Brendan Schaub thing up. It's doing better than I think any video we've put up lately, any standalone video that we've put up. It's doing pretty well. Welcome to the show, everybody. We should have a great one for you tonight. 81 people in here right now. Not very good. So go ahead and share it. Let's get more people in here. Let's have a big show tonight. We, of course, have to hit that goal in the evening shows. YouTube evening shows are becoming difficult. This could be kind of the thing that hangs up the otherwise successful relaunch of Steel Toe is this evening show. $395 goal. Balls deep with $10 in super chat says party started. That's going to knock $5 off the goal because we get 70% of that. So memberships, huge. Memberships are bailing us the fuck out right now. $6.99 a month to become a member on YouTube. You get the emotes. You get exclusive videos. We're going to upload stuff every day. Last night we uploaded our first members only video. Tonight we'll upload another one. And then it supports the show. It keeps us going. If you like Johnny, if you like Corey, if you like Oz, it's those goals that keep those guys here. So absolutely, feel free to chip in. Memberships, super chats, super stickers, and this PayPal we take 95% of. So that's huge. I don't know if I need, Lemmy with in all caps says, I don't know if you just need somebody to tell you to stop looking at the numbers, but stop. I can't look at the chat and not look at the numbers. On YouTube, they're all in one dashboard kind of a thing. So I have to. And I'll say this. It keeps me from continuing on a topic that apparently nobody gives a fuck about. Today we were doing an abortion thing. Like 50 people left. And I was like, well, fuck it. We're done with the abortion thing. And like 40 of those 50 came back. So it is helpful. And I'm not going to lie to I don't want to be one of those streamers that lies to himself and goes like, oh, it's going really great. There's 87 people in there. It's like, no, motherfucker, you got to be better. You got to do a better job than that. Nobody apparently gives a fuck about what you're doing at night. Your evening shows are lagging ass. So therefore, pick it up a little bit. Thank you, Pelt, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. A whopping $390 away from the goal. Guys, big night to become a VIP. $250 in a week makes you a VIP. It gets you all of our merch, 3 shirts, hoodie, stickers, the new hats that are coming out, 2 tickets to every comedy show, a free entry to every $100 drawing we do every month during the prize show at the end of the month. That's for becoming a VIP. Those are going to be huge tonight. Go ahead in that PayPal. That is how you do it. All right. Fill Some Holes says PayPal is best. Yeah, it's probably more efficient, I would say. All right. So I'm going to trust you guys to pitch in tonight and get that going so I don't have to worry about it and rattle the cans tonight. Let's do a fun show. I am, like, the older I get, I am really starting to become like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar famously not a big fan of human beings. Not a big fan of people. I find myself driving around and either being tense or I find myself just really finding a lot of things to hate about people. I know it sounds awful, but I really do. I find myself driving around and I'm just going, ugh, fucking guy. Or like tonight, very simple thing. April brings our daughter to gymnastics. I bring the other two later because it's really full in there and they don't want kids running around. So I bring the other two later and we swap and I come back and do the show and she drops the kids off. I'm pulling out of the gymnastics parking lot. You know, we've made the switch, everything else. And there's 3 cars back. You know, you got the entrance to the highway and then you've got 2 more cars, including myself at the back, backed up into the parking lot. And there's this fucking little bob haircutted mom with her 2 or 3 fucking kids coming out of the side door. And I'm like, you're gonna walk behind the truck. You're not walking in front of my fucking truck with your fucking kids. Common sense dictates I'm waiting to get the fuck out of here. I got a show to do. It's like 6:35. I got to get back for the show. Let me the fuck out of here. If you and your kids walk in front of my truck and then give me fucking attitude when I nudge forward a little bit, I'm gonna feel murderous. And what did she do? She crossed in front of the fucking truck. And then I did. I nudged. I went forward as if to say like, hey, I'm going here. And she looked at me like who the fuck I am. Hey, fucker. Walk behind the goddamn truck, you bitch. It's just right behind the truck. There's nobody else behind me. I got places to go. And then here's the thing about moms at activities and shit. They're the only people apparently who live in the world. And when they decide they're going to cross at their leisure and they decide that their kids are going to cross at their leisure, no sense of etiquette, no sense of decency, no sense of like concern for other people, just however they feel like doing it. Like I really hated her today. And then there was April and I were going to Byerly's to grab like some bags and some cupcakes for our daughter's birthday tonight. And I was in the park. We were driving through Byerly's. Look, I love Byerly's as a grocery store. I do. Their clientele can fuck right off. I don't like them. They've never been mean to me. They've never been bad people. I just look at them and I go, ugh. They look soft. They look weak. They look, I don't know, just meh. They look like a bunch of mush. They don't know how to drive in a parking lot. They don't have a sense of urgency about them. They just kind of meander about. Some of these cunts make the staff carry their fucking groceries to their car. You should be executed for that. That is for old people. That is for really old people who physically, if they were to carry those groceries or push them to their vehicle, they'd die. They'd have an aneurysm, like I'm about to have, and they would die. And I see these fucking middle-aged yuppie bitches, and they're using like the fucking Down syndrome kids and old ladies carrying their groceries out to their car for them because, well, that's just their job. That's like people who don't return carts. Well, it's their job to return the carts. Oh, okay. By the way, that Down syndrome kid at Byerly's is like the nicest employee there. He's the only one who keeps me coming back. He's like so nice. He knows when to ask a question or to say something funny and kind of knows when to be like, all right, our little relationship is over. Fuck off. See you later. I like that. I like that the Down syndrome guy has more self-awareness than anybody in that fucking joint. And then today we're checking out and there's this old lady who's got a thing on her hand and she can't use her other hand, so she's one-handed. I'm like, fuck, I went to the wrong lane. Now, to me, if you're one-handed and you're checking out groceries, you gotta focus on the doing groceries. Like, you can't be like, she's chatting us up. She's like, oh yeah, the wild. I have a grandson, and he says, why don't they just win the 4 and be done with it? And I'm like, like I was in such a mood that I couldn't even fake laugh. I just went, huh. And I'm just kind of looking at her like, put the shit in the fucking bag. What do you like? I'm not gonna laugh at that. That was a shitty joke. I don't give a fuck about your grandson. Put my fucking cupcakes in the bag. I want to go home. And then I'm like, huh. And April's like, what? And then that lady goes, I told him, oh, that's not how it goes. They won't make any money that way. She's like, I think it's all fixed. And I let out a sound that just, I couldn't camouflage my disgust anymore. I let out a sound to this woman that let me know that I don't respect her at all. I just went like, okay. Okay, there it is. That's exactly what it was. I went, okay. It was kind of like a wrap it up, like the red light at the Grammys when you're giving an acceptance speech. I gave her one of those. She's like, oh, okay. Because I was like, listen, lady, you're an old fuck. And sometimes you old fucks, we humor you too much. So you think every thought you have is valid? You're a one-handed senior citizen. You're already starting behind the 8 ball. Put the fucking groceries in the bag. Let me go home. I don't want to be mean to you. That's my biggest problem with all this. I'm put in the role of villain when all I want to do is our transaction. I want to give you the products. I want you to check them out. I don't even mind small talk. Like, hey, how's it going today? I'm like, not bad. How are you? And they're like, all right, fine. Bing, 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 bing. We pay for the thing. We leave. Hey, have a good day. Hey, you too. Leave in a good mood. Don't try to fucking, like, I'm not sending you a birthday card. All right? But, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm becoming Brock Lesnar in my old age. I'm really I can only be out for so long. That's why with April, I always was amazed with April because she's like, I love being outside. And I'm like, I so fucking don't because people are outside. But then I realized April likes being outside where people aren't. Like she likes the outdoors where there's no people. And that's kind of where I'm getting to now. We're like, hey, Aaron, you want to leave the house? And I'm like, actually, no. I really fucking don't want to leave the house. But if she were to go like, let's go leave the house where there's not going to be any people. And I'd be like, that I can do. I'm getting to the point where I think I've just, you know what it is? I think I've had it with like the people I've been around my whole life too. I'm getting to I'm 35 now. So I've seen these fucking people endlessly for 35 years. And every time you try to change or adapt or evolve or include something new, which I have to do, doing this as a job, I got to change vernacular, notice the pop culture and what's going on and change with that shit. And nobody in central Minnesota does. And so they really, I think it's anger bred out of boredom because you go to like a Byerly's or you go to some other place and you're like, no matter who it is, you're sitting there going, I've been seeing this motherfucker for 35 years and they haven't changed. What the fuck is going on here? And I think that's where my anger comes from. Does that sound good? Have we diagnosed it? I know a lot of people are enjoying this rant. A lot of people are relating to it. Some people are calling me Michael Douglas in Falling Down. Maybe there's a little relation there. By the way, thank you to Pelt for becoming a member and Balls Deep for the $10 in super stickers. Let's continue on here. Kane J says the show is about to level up to the eugenics phase. No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, the eugenics people, they wouldn't like the guy that I like at Byerly's. The Down syndrome kid, he's my favorite. Because again, the Down syndrome kid has more social cues than the old people or the middle-aged yuppies who make the fucking staff carry their groceries out to their car. That guy's awesome. That guy's like, hi, would you like plastic? And I'm like, yeah, you know what, dude? Yeah, for sure. He's like, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And I'm like, fucking right with this guy. I love this guy. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm having a great day. He's like, I hope it keeps going that way. And I'm like, I almost get pumped when that guy talks to me at Byerly's. I get pumped when the Down syndrome kid talks to me because he's so nice for no reason. He doesn't know he's supposed to be nice. He's just that guy. And he gives a shit. He's working his ass off. And then for those fucking yuppies to make him carry groceries out, they ought to be, I can't say it, but they ought to be punished for taking advantage of my Down syndrome buddy. I don't like it. Yeah, Eric says you're describing a Tuesday for me. Yeah, exactly. Eric also says, reminds me of the movie Falling Down. Yeah, what's his nuts? Exactly. That's what I wanted to say to the checkout lady, or the lady at gymnastics today.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Exactly. Let's go. Let's continue on with the chat. Oh, I missed it a little bit. Oh, I want to keep going. A lot of people are chiming in, and I don't want to miss anybody. Chip into the PayPal, guys. We got to hit that $400 goal tonight. We're $3.90 away. If you want to become a VIP, tonight's the night, baby. If you want to become a member, that chips away at the goal too. PayPal, stickers, membership. Let's make it roll so I can do a fun show tonight and no begging. I Sneeze Profanity says, people who stand in the middle of an aisle at a store when you are clearly trying to get by drives me insane. You know what happens at Byerly's? And again, I love Coburn's. It's kind of the regular grocery store. I prefer to go there, but if I need something very specific, you got to pay a little more. It's at Byerly's. I like Byerly's. It's nice. It's quieter. I don't mind it. It's a little more personable. But the people there, I can't fucking do it, man. Coburn's is like a Grand Prix of angry shoppers, and they're in, out, they're grabbing shit. They're just trying to go. Byerly's is that place with the soft music where the old ladies will stop in the middle of the store to talk to each other. And I don't like that I'm the bad guy when I hustle around them and buzz them. You know, where I'm like on the highway where you go around someone on the right and you're like, yeah, I'm going to try and switch back over in front of them as close as I can to their front bumper to teach them a fucking lesson. Like if you do that with your cart to an old bitch who's blocking the entire store, they look at you like you're the asshole, but you're in the right. They're a piece of shit. I don't like it that we live. This is what I'm talking about, like with a fraudulent society. I don't like that we live in a way where dishonesty is rewarded. There is something very dishonest about stopping in the middle of the supermarket, big smile on your face, talking to someone. That is a phony existence because you're smiling. So to everyone else, that indicates friendly, nice, good guy. To me, bullshit, rude, pig, asshole. Inconsiderate, blocking everyone's way because you have something to do. Sociopath. Those are the people you got to watch out for. But they see me with my red face passing around like Joe Pesci in Home Alone going, and they're like, well, that guy's an asshole. I'm the guy who's trying to make society work here. I'm the guy who's just trying to keep everybody on an even keel. You guys are fucking up the program. But you go to Coburn's and everyone's on my page. I like that. Coburn's is like, name like the Cub Foods or the normal grocery store. Not the basic shitty dollar store, but like the regular supermarket. That's what Coburn's is here. That's I feel like Costco's the same way. If you stop in a Costco, somebody will fuck you up. I like that. I think that's a good thing. We need enforcement like that on a daily basis. If I was a police officer, somebody called me to a Sam's Club or a Costco, and they said, we have an assault. One customer assaulted the other. And the customer says, well, I was standing in the middle of the aisle and I wouldn't move. And he bumped my cart twice. I didn't take a hint. And then he fucking decked me. I'd be like, all right, you're under arrest. They'd be, no, he hit me. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's cool. It's self-defense. You're the belligerent one. You're going downtown. And obviously I can't charge him with anything, but I'm going to book him and I'm going to put him through the whole process just so they know, hey, shape up or ship out, fuckface. I hope you're enjoying my rant today. Let's continue on here. From what I've seen, most of their clientele is elderly, isn't it? At Byerly's, it edges older, but then they've got a lot of those middle-aged yuppies that I talk about, and they're truly unbearable. Let's continue on. So close to snapping. This is helping me a lot. I'm not close to snapping. Was in Sauk Rapids 2 days ago. Lightning hit the Red House. It was loud. Oh, okay. The Coburn's guy in Foley is the best bagger. That's good to know. Coburn's has been bought out by the new Associated Wholesale Grocers, now out by New Flyer. Okay, cool. Kane says, my wife makes me stay home for everyday things like shopping now. I say too many obvious things out loud, apparently. But no offense, we need to be in charge. The people like us need to be allowed to go out, and the people like your wife who are afraid of that, they need to stay home. Because we can clean this shit up in like a month. Honestly, remember how like the whole country got their brains rewired in 2 weeks at the beginning of COVID? I think if you just let all of us who know how the world should be run and know how these things should be, should function, I think if you let us go out and kept everybody else at home, we'd have this whole thing whipped into shape in a month. For sure. I get it. Haven't experienced that struggle myself, says Rusty Grammar, but I live in God's country. Well, there you go. The greeter from Idiocracy. Hi, I love you. Yeah, we're getting close. But my Down syndrome guy at Byerly's, he's the shit. He's the good one. He's the good guy in this story. Toastmaster says, I actually believe that is real coming from him. Everyone else is usually so fake. Exactly. I work at Coburn's in high school. That stoned kid that bagged your groceries, that was me. Oh, okay. Cool. PH Cheddar says, I respect those handicapped workers. They are true-hearted with no agenda. Exactly. I think that's what I love about them. There's no bullshit to them. They're just straight up. That's how they are. Balls Deep says, I'm surgical striking every shop mart every time. You recognize me, you get a nod. If you know me, that's enough. There you go. I only go to Byerly's for Wagyu and crab legs, says Gurmy. I usually go for like bakery items. You know, bakery items and like maybe a lobster soup. Their lobster bisque. I enjoy. Otherwise, that place gets too fucking expensive. Way too expensive. Don't know. Yeah, Zeo Gold says, don't know why people fake being nice. I've never understood that either. Because I got news for you. A, we can all tell when you're faking nice. And B, we don't give you any points for it. So just be you. Again, when you give me that fake energy, you're forcing me to meet your energy. And I don't like doing that. That's when I want to go home. Like, oh, really? This is the lie we're telling each other? I want to get the fuck out of here. I'm not having fun. Now, if that person would be like, hey, man, how you doing? I'd be like, I really don't want to be here. And they're like, yeah, you know what? Me neither. Now you can bond. Look at that. You found an ally. You found a friend. So never go to shit and be fake. A, that takes way too much energy. I just end up more angry. April sometimes doesn't like that when we're out like with people or with her parents or whatever. And I got a lot of shit to do. And I'm like, I'm doing this as a favor to you guys. Like, you guys want to see me and you want me to do a little FaceTime and everything. I'm doing this as a favor and I'm giving you everything I got. If I fake it, I'm going to be a monster. Like, I know me and I'm not good at it. And that energy has to take from something. So if I don't bother anybody. I'm just, somebody asks me a question, I answer them, and that's it. And April sometimes worries. She's like, I could tell you didn't want to be there. It's like, it's not that I didn't want to be there. It's that that's the energy I had. I give what I have to give. I don't like giving that fake energy because then other people feel like they have to meet it. And now we're exhausting ourselves emotionally and mentally. We're dumber now. We're less sharp. And we're going to be in a worse mood later because we burned that out. So instead, what's wrong with, hey, how you doing? And they're like, hey, how's this going? I'm like, it's going pretty good. That's all. Really, when I answer a question, like, that's all. I don't have really a lot of elaboration on that. And that's, someone says, is that people or her parents? That's everybody. I'm that way with everybody. My family members, other people, like, I'm the center of attention fucking 7 hours a day. I don't want to be the center of attention unless I'm like with my friends drinking and we're acting stupid. I don't want to be the center of attention. I want to blend into the background when I'm out at a thing, especially if it's not my thing. Let somebody else have their thing. I'll fuck off into the background. People don't understand that sometimes. If you bake pies for a living, how rude is it to ask someone like, hey, man, when you go to this party with us to have fun, you want to bake some pies? No, I don't want to bake any pies. That's like, I know it's hard to understand, but asking me like, Aaron, when we go to this thing, will you just be really super outgoing and, be the life of the party? No, I do that 7 hours a day. I want to fuck off and be wallpaper until it's time to drink. That's about my speed right there. Like, unless you've known me for a long time, or it's a very private situation like it's April and I'm kind of a boring dude. I really am, but I'm happy. Like, I'm a happy, boring dude. Making You Wet says, shout out to Benny from the E-Cig Lounge. Just met him for the first time this afternoon. Great. That has a lot to do with what we're talking about, Making You Wet. Jesus, I'm on a great rant here. Don't fuck around. Brian says, I made a Down syndrome checker lose it once. Was buying a bunch of crap food. Told her I'm the health nut of the family. She almost did a spit take. Yeah, see? The mentally challenged people at the grocery store, they love you because they're being authentic. I like that. April says, I'd rather you not come out if you're busy or don't want to be there. No. I'll always make an appearance to shit. I just don't think it's fair to ask people to do any more than make an appearance. And if they make an appearance, hey, thank you. That was really nice of you. I know you had a lot going on. Appreciate you gracing us with your presence. So on and so forth. That's wonderful. I get it. Some people do that. I don't ask for that from other people, but I understand a lot. I'm in the minority on that. Some people need FaceTime. I get that. I'll honor that. That's 100% fine. I don't mind that at all. Don't get me twisted on that. I don't like it when people twist my words. I think if people are asked to go somewhere and they go, I think that should be the end of it. I think they went. You should give them credit and you should let them be. Because look, they're there. That you asked, they served. They don't need to go above and beyond. That's good. There doesn't need to be like, you didn't seem like you wanted to be there or whatever. You asked, I came. Like, that's good. Everybody's fine. Like, everybody worries too much. Everybody worries too much in social situations. This is what I mean. Like, I'm getting like Brock Lesnar and I'm the last honest man left alive. Everyone else is putting on a face or being how they were told to be or being how they think society needs them to be. Like, I'm the last guy who's comfortable in the pocket, not giving a shit what anybody else thinks and being comfortable with myself. And I like other people who are like that, like the Down syndrome guy at Byerly's. Me and the Down syndrome guy at Byerly's, we're the last two heroes left in the world. I love shit like this. I really do love rants like this. They're God. If you get mad at these or you have any emotion other than funny at these, you're a fucked up human being. What's his nut says, Aaron trying not to say straight up restarted. No. I would never say that about that guy. I respect him too much. Robert says, it's like asking a mailman if he wants to go for a walk after his shift. Exactly. Wiener Drizzle says, I've never met you, Aaron, but I've heard you to be pretty chill aside from the show. I respect that. I'm very chill. After the show's over, it's like, I want to recharge the batteries, maybe do a little boxing, and then probably play some games. Unwind, man. Don't make me a host at someone else's party, says PH Header. Exactly, man. I'm just there to chill. Kane says, I'm going to listen to the crap if I don't show up. Make appearance, slip away. I don't even really need to slip away. I'll sit and listen to everybody. I'll sit there. I find other people's stuff kind of interesting. I do. I don't mind listening to other people talk to each other. I don't mind that at all. I find some of that stuff fascinating. You can do some research. You can watch people. You can investigate them. Like J. Edgar Hoover. G-Lock says, I hate the big family gatherings and shit. Can't not go. I have kids, and it's just what you got to do. I don't mind that stuff. I don't. The only thing I mind about that stuff is if, like, anytime someone asks you, are you okay? Anytime someone asks you, why aren't you talking or anything like that, I should be allowed to kill people when they do that. Like, that's my feeling. I should be allowed to slaughter people when they do that. Because, like, I'm fucking here. If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. Like, I'm not the kind of guy who goes, okay, I get you, happy wife, happy life. Or, I'll make sure all my friends are happy. I'll go because my friends want me to. Fuck that. I have no problem telling my friends, no, go on without me. I don't mind. That's not my kind of thing. But if I go, I want to be there. I'm too old to go anywhere I don't want to go. I'm just way too old to do stuff like that. I would never ask you to make an appearance at my event, says Making You Wet. Nobody would know who you are anyways. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. I can't believe how nice you are. Thank you very much to G-Locks for $10 on PayPal. What are we, 40 minutes into the show, 380 away from the goal. Guys, don't make me rattle cans tonight, but especially with this new YouTube thing and, we got super stickers and memberships, but no like bits and subs and shit. The goal just barely gets us there. So we do need to hit it, and it does roll over the next day. So 380 away from the goal. I know we're having fun. I'm doing great rants. I feel like I'm performing pretty well. We do need to chip into that PayPal. We do need to become members. We do need to throw in. So please do it. Ryan says Aaron ignores me. Dude, you got to fucking chill out too. A lot of people write in. I can't get to everyone, all right? It's shit like that when I'm having fun makes me abandon the chat and puts me in a bad mood. Why does he ignore me? He's ignoring me. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. Well, I'm glad you're laughing. Glad you're laughing, Ryan. That's awesome, buddy, because you really kind of fucked up my rhythm there. Appreciate it. That's another thing I don't get. And by the way, I'm not looking at the chat, so whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. I'm not seeing it. That's another thing I don't get. It's like that social cue thing. I'm hosting a show. We're having fun. You don't need to be the center of attention. I got that. I got the center of attention thing taken care of. You just respond to what's on the show. Make a joke. If it gets read, it gets read. If it doesn't, move on to the next one. You don't need to whine or complain because all that does is it's either going to make me feel shitty, which is going to kind of spoil my vibe, or it's going to annoy me and it's going to spoil my vibe. Be a good audience. Enjoy the show. Write in. And if it gets read, it read. If it gets read, it's usually really fucking good. And if it doesn't get read, it's probably because it just missed. Oh well. Big deal.